this will be a good spot right here. Get a little tender. This thing get going a little better. Cedar's good for that. This was a Surefire. It's a little white block. It'll burn from 5 to 7 minutes. I've got my primitive means of starting fire, but with it being wet and time constrictions, I'm just going to use that. And might hew down this cedar tree right here. Chop it down. And use that as our cross member right here. You don't watch it. It's a SA Wetterling's axe. This is a 20-inch axe, super sharp. I mean, I wouldn't hesitate a minute to cut down a tree that big in diameter with it if I wasn't worried about expending calories. For a good hunting or camping axe, you can't beat them. As you see, I chopped down that cedar tree. It made real short work of it. So if you're looking for a good axe, this is one to have. This rock here, perfect fire reflector. So when we get this shelter built, it'll be stretched between the cedar sapling, which is green. It'll be stretched between these two trees right here, and we'll use this as a fire reflector to reflect the heat back inside the shelter. I mean, that rock, I mean, it's hot. Hot as can be. I don't like camping on top of a ridge because the top of a ridge is always the coldest spot, and well, that's where you're going to catch most of your wind anyway, I should say. Down low, cold air settles. So if you can find a nice flat spot, I like to go a quarter of the way down from the top, somewhere in there, and it's not near as cold usually in the morning hours or evening hours. Like this little area here, it sets in a little depression, and you got kind of a windshield that way and behind you, that way being north. That's where your coldest wind usually comes from, around here. All these cedar trees we've cut, all these little boughs, once we get this laid up like we want to, we'll take them and lay them across the top of this, and it'll kind of give a little waterproofing shelter from the wind as well. look, you can't see above us, but all around us is pine trees, and it'll shelter you from the rain, wind, and there's a lot of resources in pine trees. We can make pine needle tea. We've got the ability to collect pine resin right now for glue, whatever it may be. Like these rocks here, we've already seen one salamander. Water's a little far, it's down over the ridge, but I've already got some water, and if I needed it, I can go down there, filter it, disinfect it. Like it's wet as can be today. It's rained all night, pretty much all day yesterday, off and on. It's not going to be a big shelter. It's going to be big enough for one man to lay in, basically. One man comfortably. After we get these cedar boughs piled up on there, we're going to gather some leaves. Put a few more leaves on it, and give a little extra weight, and plus that'll give a little shelter from the elements as well. I'm always a big fan of cedar because, one, fleas and ticks aren't real fond of it, and I like pine real well. Pine boughs work just as good, and I like pine due to the fact that I can make tinctures or tea out of pine, and that pine needle tea is really good. It's one glass of pine needle tea has as much vitamin C as 5 lemons, I think. So if you can, also you can eat it, you can drink it warm or cold, and drinking it warm in the winter time is going to keep your core temperature where it should be and keep you warm inside. And that's, in the winter time, that's your main goal in any kind of survival situation. Controlling your core temperature and fire, in my opinion. Food is important as well, but you can go for days without food. Fire, water, and shelter have to be your utmost priorities. You can't go long without water. And if you don't have some kind of shelter and a fire, your body's subject to hypothermia, and you get weak, you get sick. You get sick, you die in a survival situation. So to me, those things are the most important things to control and have at your disposal. I can go days without food. I just don't want to go without fire or water. Those are two. You can control everything else from that. Now, food, we have means to procure food. We've got weapons. I've got a slingshot, I've got a shotgun, I got a pistol, so that wouldn't be a problem. There's plenty of little birds fluttering around here. If I got hungry, I'm sure I could whack one of them. And if I can't hit one of them with a shotgun, I probably just need to go ahead and go into the house. Right now inside this shelter it's probably, I'd say, a good 75 degrees inside here right now where I'm laying. This is your biggest calorie burner though, making this. I mean, the rest of it's walking around. But, basically what I've got here is it's an MSR Seagull pot. These run about 20 bucks. And they're worth every penny of it. They're a real good pot. Cook in. You can carry water if need be, if you didn't have a container. Basically what I'm going to do here Just cook a little ramen noodles. And this steel thermos I've got here, I'm a big fan of steel or aluminum. That way if I had to carry water to disinfect it, I can boil it right there, and I got a sealable container. You can carry these ramen noodles with you at all times. You know, a 6-pack of them will last you. You know, if you ration out what you eat and how you eat, a 6-pack of these are $1, and it could last you 3 or 4 days in the woods. It could mean the difference between you living or dying, $1. So you know, spend $1, keep some of these in your vehicle, your backpack, whatever it may be. It's worth every penny. This MSR pot lid, you can also fry stuff in that if need be, if you needed to. Like if you had some bacon or something, or squirrel, whatever it may be, you can use that lid to fry in as well. It's done. Good stuff there. Alright, basically what we've done today, we've made a standard lean-to shelter. The reason we chose this site, as I stated earlier, is these rocks used for a fire reflector. It'll save you energy of having to build one. Number 2, the location. It's flat here. You're not on top of the hill, you're not at the bottom. Shelter is just a basic lean-to. There's nothing special about it. I took one cedar pole, stretched it between the 2 trees, and then braced it up with some green stuff and some dead. And basically took the boughs from the cedar tree we used and some of the other ones in the area here and made a cover for it, and then covered it with leaves. So it will insulate it as well as protect you from the rain. We affected fire. We used a Surefire tablet today due to time constraints, and wanted to make sure we got a video in. We cooked a meal over the fire, and there's no reason why a man couldn't stay here as long as he had food and water for a very lengthy amount of time. If I had the time and the funds to, I would definitely shoot a video. I would stay here for a week, and with what food I got, I would use it, as well as try to procure food from the surrounding area. This hill here is 75 acres, and there's a lot of deer, rabbit, squirrel, groundhog. There's a groundhog den right up behind where I'm camping. So there's no reason why a guy couldn't stay here for an indefinite amount of time. Basically, this is a hunting camp, is what it is. Now, if you had several other guys, it would make life a lot easier on you. I'd like to thank Chase Tedder, the cameraman today, and from Emory River Outfitters. Dave Canterbury provides a wealth of knowledge to me and hundreds and thousands of other people. And everybody have a good day.